All right, so we got our last trailer of the day. We got Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Now they did a teaser for this. When did we watch that teaser? Was that last year?
I feel like it was last year.
Now, we've been doing this for a while. Yeah. But they dropped the teaser. I think it was like the end of last year. And they were saying that, yeah, it ain't going to drop till October, November or something. So it's going to drop like near the end of the year this year. But that time it moved fast, dude. I didn't even notice that 6 months.
Me neither.
But they had a little teaser for this. It was only like a minute long. So this is the full trailer. So we finally going to see the full trailer. Now, we had a lengthy discussion on what we feel about Miles Morales and Peter Parker. And so people don't know Into the Spider-Verse is another version of Spider-Man. It's not the original version that everybody knows.
It's a bunch of versions.
Right. But it's going to be centered around one character, one of the versions of Spider-Man. It's a young African-American, Puerto Rican kid. He's mixed. That has a different costume, but he's officially Spider-Man in the main universe, right?
Ultimate.
Okay, but did they bring him to the main universe, or he's in the Ultimate?
They brought him into the main universe, but he's not the main Spider-Man in the main universe.
Is it still Peter Parker?
Yeah.
So what's the complaint? We're not going to go there. So, okay, a lot of people, I didn't hear complaints. I'm going to get your thoughts on it. I ain't going to just cut you off. I just heard a lot of people complain about having a different Spider-Man. He's not the main Spider-Man, but he's not Peter Parker. So I heard a lot of people complain, well, he's not Peter Parker. You know, Spider-Man not black. I heard that plenty of times. And so I found out that he's not replacing Peter Parker. He's just another version from another universe. I think that's cool. I think that's a cool way to handle it. Now, give me your thoughts on it. Not too long, so we can watch the trailer.
I'm confused on what you mean by not replacing, because he is replacing.
Well,
he replaced his Peter Parker as Spider-Man.
Okay, but he's not replacing the main universe Spider-Man.
So
that's not our Spider-Man. He's not replacing.
But like they're
Earth 1 Spider-Man, right? I don't know if they do Earth 1, Earth 2, but that's DC. But the main universe,
they have their own number system. But
okay.
Anyways, but like the Ultimate Universe no longer exists, and so now he and a bunch of other characters from Ultimate Comics, Ultimate Marvel, are in the mainstream universe now.
Right. Okay. So Peter Parker still exists.
Yeah.
So
my problem with that is they had started hitting their stride again on to me at least on the Ultimate Spider-Man comics, and then they decided to scrap Ultimate Marvel.
Okay.
You know, and
well, that was their way of keeping some of their characters.
Yeah.
So I don't have a problem with that. I just don't understand why do people have a problem with this character if your character that you like still there.
Well, a big part of it is the fact that at least in universe, people that actively dislike Spider-Man just for being a vigilante, like Miles Morales for being a vigilante.
What do you mean the other characters like?
Yeah,
I'm talking about real people that don't like Miles Morales.
No,
and I'm saying the reason they gave me
that's one of the problems that some people have with
okay.
it. You know, now there's also the fact that there are people that actively dislike the fact that they brought in some black kid as Spider-Man.
You
know, that you're always going to get those.
Right.
You know, but there's also the fact that for a lot of reasons, there are quite a few writers that don't know how to handle a character like Miles Morales.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so they tend to default to regular comic book BS when he actually has an actual story to tell.
Right. And you know what? I understand that and I respect that, but me personally, don't see a problem with trying something new. Now, the reason why I say this is because we seen, and this now I'm talking about the movie standpoint. We've seen the Peter Parker character played so much, right? We just had two origins. We had his high school life, we had his college life, we had maybe young adult life up to probably like mid to late 20s life. So we've seen enough. I believe we've seen everything, not everything to see about Peter Parker, but everybody knows everything about him. We know about Uncle Ben. We know about Gwen Stacy. We know about Mary Jane. We know about his problems with Aunt May and all that. So can we get a fresh take on Spider-Man, which is not replacing Peter Parker? This is just another guy with a Spider-Man costume. Now, but he's not saying, "Hey, move out the way, Peter. I'm the guy now." He's saying, "Hey, I'm just here too." That's why I say, well, let me see what this other guy talking about, because I done seen this motherfucker to death. I ain't gonna say I'm done with him, but man, this is all right. Let me just see what this other guy got. That was my only complaint. And I heard people complaining that they didn't want to see. Peter Parker was made in the 60s. He had 60 kid problems that I could not relate to. Let me see what this modern day Spider-Man that was made in the 2000s. Let me see what problems he got.
I mean, he's not the original Ultimate Spider-Man. Was the same.
I know, no.
It's just that this one is a bit more.
Well, I'm talking about how
to a different part of the community.
Okay,
that's all.
Okay, what I'm saying is he was made more recent, like than most superheroes were, right?
Yeah.
And if they want to modernize a superhero, instead of taking an old hero and making him modern, they just take a new hero they just created and give him some modern day problems. So let me see what he got. But we're going to watch this trailer, and then we're going to see what we think about the movie. Because we was basically talking about our feelings on just the whole character in the comics and stuff. Let's watch the trailer for the movie. Okay. And then we're going to give y'all our thoughts on this trailer and what we think about the movie moving forward. So without further ado, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Gotta go.
If you want me to drive you, we gotta go now. Personal chauffeur going once.
It's okay.
What do you think about the animation?
Seriously, Dad.
It's kind of like stop motion a little bit.
Breaking news, Spider-Man saves the day again.
Spider-Man. This guy swings in once a day, zip, zap, zop, and answers the phone. Accountability. It's great ability.
Man, you get arrested?
Gosh, don't cops run red lights?
Well, yes, some do. But, not your dad.
In your universe, there's only one Spider-Man. But there is another universe. It looks and sounds like yours, but it's not. My name's Miles Morales.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Hey, kid. You're like me. How?
So they're using the Ultimate Green Goblin.
You wanna know what happened to you? I can teach you to be Spider-Man. I love this burger. So delicious. One of the best burgers I've ever had. You have money, right? I'm not very liquid right now.
I think you're gonna be a bad teacher. How am I supposed to save the whole world?
You can't think about saving the world. You have to think about saving one person. One thing I know for sure, don't do it like me. Do it like you.
That's a nice shot. Yeah.
I see the spark in you. It's amazing. Hands up! Whatever you choose to do with it, you'll be great. I love you, Miles.
Yeah, I know that.
You gotta say I love you, Dad.
Dad, are you serious?
I wanna hear it.
You wanna hear me
I
say
love you, Dad.
You're dropping me off out of school?
I love you, Dad.
Look at this place.
Dad, I love you.
Dad, I love you.
That's a copy.
That ain't embarrassing.
Just like I taught you.
When did you teach me that?
I didn't. It's a little joke for team building.
Hey guys,
Okay, who are you?
I'm Gwen Stacy.
How many more Spider people are there?
Save it for Comic-Con.
What's coming? Let's go!
All right. Into the Spider-Verse. What you think about that, homie?
Prowler looks cool.
Well, who's the Prowler? I didn't see him.
That's who was.
I know that's his uncle, right?
Yeah, you didn't see old dude in the dark suit fighting Spider-Man.
No, I missed it, dude.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know what I was looking at. You know what I'm saying?
the art style's different.
See, and then, well, right. I would say, what's the name? I think he might end up being the Prowler, and if they do it in the live action version.
Yeah.
So that's a possibility. They bring Miles Morales in, but Childish Gambino,
Donald Glover.
Yeah, Donald Glover. I was tripping. I had a blank. But Donald Glover might be the Prowler in the live action Marvel universe.
Yeah.
But okay.
And they had the Ultimate Green Goblin in there.
Yeah, they in the Ultimate Universe.
Yeah.
So, is that Spider-Man in their universe? So he gonna end up dying? I guess.
I am not 100% sure.
Okay.
Because with the actual Into the Spider-Verse, the mainstream Peter Parker ends up in the Ultimate Universe.
Okay.
But there's also a storyline where Peter Parker somehow comes back from the dead.
Okay.
So
okay.
I couldn't even tell.
So, so let's talk about this trailer in particular. What do you think about the anime, like the way they animated it?
It looks like a Gorillaz video.
You know why I like it? It almost looked like a comic. It kind of like a motion comic, but it looks like a comic. And they actually had the bubbles and shit. They had you said they had the thought. I don't know, not the thought bubbles, but when you go into
the narration bubble.
Yeah, the narration bubble. They probably gonna have a few thought bubbles. It's different. I like it. That's why I say, you know what? Give me some new. Let's do some experiment with this. You know what I'm saying? And I think they doing that.
I am curious, because Miles did ask a good question in this. Since this is Into the Spider-Verse, how many Spider people are there going to be?
I'm sure it's a lot.
At least in this storyline, there's at least 5 others.
Okay, they probably gonna introduce them or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. Did you know Brian Tyree Henry do the voice of his dad?
Yeah. It took me a bit to catch. It's like, that dude sounds awfully familiar. Oh wait.
Yeah, I like the little Gwen Stacy. Like I told you, I like her outfit. Now, as far as how she fit into the story, I don't know. But this is my problem with this in particular. I don't really want to see the rest of the Spider-Verse, Spider-Man, Spider-Women.
You would have rather this had been Ultimate Spider-Man.
Miles Morales story.
Yeah.
It's like you want to do him, but you bring in. It might work for the narrative, but I feel like they were scared to just do.
If nothing else, Miles Morales has a better origin story than Peter Parker does.
Right.
Well,
what? Yeah, and I was just like, can we get a standalone Miles Morales story? That's fine if you want to introduce him like this, but I feel like they were scared to do him alone. Yeah. So they was like, well, we got to bring Peter in just to.
Well, Peter's involved in his origin story.
Right.
But tangentially, he's an inspiration. He's not full on there.
Right. So we're gonna see where it's gonna go. But I like the animation style, the action. What do you think about the action?
The action looks cool. There's some really great shots that they got in there. Yeah. The only thing that worries me is with that art style, it feels like there's too much noise in some of the fight scenes, visual noise. So it's like it's not clear or crisp at all the time, and so some of the fights are kind of hard to track when they're happening.
Yeah, we'll see what they do with the shots to change that up for you. But I really like it. I feel like you can do more with that. And I feel like it's almost like the way they move, it feels weird.
Yeah.
But it's like one of them, you got to make an adjustment with your eyes or something. You know what I'm saying?
So there's a few times there it was I feel like my eyes have tracked a movement that wasn't there.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like with the old with animated cells, they have the computer program filling in the movement between two different cells rather than actually drawing everything. And it's like, I feel like you just tricked me into seeing something I didn't really see.
Yeah, I think in 3D this will be off the chain. I'm not sure,
Probably.
but
I wouldn't mind seeing this in 3D.
Right, that's what I'm saying. They might make more money on that.
I'm not gonna lie, that Spider Sense graphic might make me sick.
Like you don't like it?
I like it, but
It's
like
the regular
no
tingling.
But it's not though. It's not just the lines. Like the color shift, like because they both have a different color shift, and in that specific scene, the two different color shifts interact.
So let me ask you, who ever done the spider sense good? Thank you.
No, I'm just
because
saying.
in the comics, it's just wavy lines.
Yeah.
And in the animated series, they kind of do this little color effect.
Yeah.
They're kind of like
I'm just saying.
X-ray color effect.
Like, I'm
and in
not
the
saying-
movie, they have everything just kind of like stop
Yeah.
or something.
I'm not saying I don't like it. I'm saying that it is visually disturbing. Like I feel like, especially if it,
But-
with 3D
go ahead.
animation, it does carry the risk of actually having some adverse effects when you see it in motion.
I hear you, but you know what? The fact that you say that, that might be what they want because that'll make you feel like, you know, how the spider sense is. You said it feels like
Because like I think like even the way it actually is written in the comics, they for both of them like minor head pain to severe migraines and slight nausea. Like
that don't feel fun at all.
like, I think like especially like if they ignore it, they'll even like break out in hives and stuff.
Well,
Like it's an intense physiological reaction.
okay, like I said, you said it make you feel like uncomfortable or something. What'd you say it make you feel?
It's visually disturbing.
Right.
Yeah.
So that might be a good thing because you in the same mindset as him. Once he feel like, oh, this is disturbing or whatever, something's happening.
Like
so now you feel like something's happening.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I can see that. Yeah.
But-
It'd be cool getting to see some of the different powers that Miles and Gwen have that Peter doesn't.
What do they have that they don't?
Like
that he don't?
Like specifically, I know Miles can camouflage himself.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so he has almost like it's not quite invisibility, but it's like he can
Blend in with other colors.
Yeah.
And shit. Oh, wow! I
And
didn't
he
know
also
that.
has a venom blast, which is a bioelectrical attack, so he can disrupt people's nervous systems and stuff.
Huh, well, I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
What does
And
Gwen have?
I think Gwen has a couple of other things along the same vein.
So, and this is Gwen Stacy in the Ultimate Universe, right?
I don't think she's from the Ultimate Universe.
Well,
I
she
think
died in our universe,
Yeah.
regular universe.
No, but I think like she had her own run, like separate continuity, and then they ended up bringing her into either Ultimate or mainstream through some comic book trickery.
So we'll see. I hope I get to see more of the Miles Morales story, and they don't just like overshadow with all the other Spider-Man.
Well, because I'm hoping, if nothing else, we get to see like a Miguel O'Hara. Like,
But like
all the Spider-Men who aren't Peter Parker.
Right, but what I'm saying is you gonna focus on one.
No Spider-Ham though.
Don't oversaturate with all the damn Spider-Man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, oh, this one can do this one can do that. Okay, focus on one. So whatever they need to get them other ones out the way and focus on one. That's what I want.
Because
Me personally,
I wouldn't be against like a Spider-Man noir or a Spider-Punk, but by and large, the fewer Spider-Men, the better.
Spider-Punk, huh? Okay. No, it look good, man. I actually can't wait to see this. And like I said, I just kind of got burnt out on Peter Parker's story. I'm just done with it, man. I don't need to know it. I'm tired of hearing it. I'm tired of. I get to a point where I say, man, stop crying, because he do got problems, but goddamn, man,
Like, because I think
he bring everything on himself.
part of the problem with the Peter Parker storyline is no one seems to want to get past like the first 5 years of his storyline.
Yeah.
And so we had to keep rehashing all the stuff we already know
I
about.
mean, swear, dude, if you do not need another origin, no more origins, man.
Yeah,
No
like-
more Uncle Ben. No more.
So like, I get that they're gonna keep doing like the current MCU Spider-Man, so that's fine. But like, at this point, I get it. It's easy to be burnt out on Peter Parker.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, especially movie wise.
Yeah.
So not comic wise, we talking about movie wise.
That and even cartoon wise.
Yeah.
Because every time we get to the same point in each of his cartoons, they
Yeah.
cancel it and start a new one.
I know. So that's why I was like, I'm looking forward to seeing Miles. I like he got on the Jordan 1s and that matched the color of his Spider-Man outfit. That's a nice touch.
See, I didn't like that. I'm gonna tell you why.
So you didn't?
Because I'm salty
'Cause you a
because I
hater.
ain't got them.
What?
That's it.
The Jordan 1s?
Yeah.
What you salty? Shouldn't that make you feel better? Or you think you can do better?
No.
When you wear yours, do you jump up a building? No.
First of all, if you jumped off a building in some Jordan 1s, you wouldn't have no Jordan 1s.
Well, that'd just be it. It'd be a fucking blood splatter and some Jordan 1s.
But yeah, it's a weird thing because like seeing his amateur outfit there with just the Jordan 1s, the basketball shorts and everything, I really like that look.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And I know I'm not gonna get enough of it. So
all right, so that is our reaction discussion for the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. You will get a review up for that. All right, y'all. We out of here.
peace.
Peace.